Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. Really excited about today's episode for two reasons. One, I got my beautiful wife here and our associate publisher. And the second thing is this is our 100th episode of Travel Talk. I'm really excited about this 100th episode. And so what did I decide to do this issue and do something a little bit different was let's do some role reversals. And so I'm going to go from being the interviewer to being the interviewee. So I don't have any idea what questions Roxanne's going to ask me, but I'm excited about today's session and just to really talk a little bit about what we've done in the past and maybe some of the things that we have going on in the future. So Roxanne, I'm just asking for you to go a little easy on me today.
I'll do my best. I'll do
right.
my best.
Sounds good.
All right. So you have had the magazine for a while now.
Yep.
And I want to know what's one place that completely defied your expectations, for better or for the worst?
Man, for better or worse, let's see. Well, I'm a big New Yorker, so New York has always been at my heart. And
Right.
I think you always hear about New York is, the city that the world revolves around. Mm-hmm. And first going there, I think it held up to that. Being able to see Yankee Stadium was also one of my favorite spots and favorite thoughts as well. But the food is just outstanding. Being able to go to Little Italy, I remember going there, mm-hmm. And then also to Chinatown.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you're talking about authentic food right there. And so I think I think New York has always been my go-to. It probably always will be, but I'm excited about some other spots to eventually go to as well.
Yeah. Well, we both know you do love your Chinese food. And what destination stole your heart, but maybe your readers just didn't respond for it?
That my readers didn't respond for? That's a good question. One of the places that I really like, and I'm a beach person, so you know this, but was Destin.
Yeah.
Destin, Florida in 38. I think that area of the world is just so unique. One of the things I love most is it's white sand. Mm-hmm. And it's sand that doesn't stick to you when you're going, when you're going into your car or whatever from there. Yeah. So that's a good thing right there. We've featured them a few times. We've gotten some good response on it. But for me, Destin has always had that little spot when it's when you want to go to a beach, that's kind of where I want to go. And granted, I haven't been to all the big ones around the world yet, but Destin's got a little special place there.
Okay. I can't wait for us to go there one
day.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Be awesome. What goes? I mean, I'm sure people would want to know, what goes into curating just the perfect travel spread, the kind that makes people just want to pack a bag and head to the airport.
Well, you know what? I think one of the big things that has made the Hotel Guide so unique over the years is that, one, we've listened to our readers and our listeners and our followers. And I think one of the big things nowadays is you look at trends. And for trends that are happening now, experiential travel is the thing that's next level. I think post-COVID, you're looking at people really looking at wanting to do things that have meaning.
Right.
And so you have the experiential side of things. So one of our goals is to really listen not only to the readers, but also listen to the trends and be a trendsetter ourselves. And so when we put these great content out, whether it's through the magazine or whether it's through the podcast or anything with regards to social media, we really want to be cognizant of what moves a reader and a listener. Because as I've always told any of our partners, it's really about us getting them to your front door. Mm-hmm. And then you're the one that kind of lets them in.
Right.
And so that's where we have that really good symbiotic relationship with our partners that has always been a key to our success.
Very great. So In your eyes, what just makes a destination truly worth traveling to? So, not just here in the States, but maybe somewhere overseas.
The people. I really think it's the people. I've been talking a lot about it in my coaching side of things, is about connecting. And, a great destination can be a great destination. A great hotel could be a great hotel, but it's only because of the people. And a lot of times when it comes to the people, hospitality is a powerful word that goes beyond hotels and resorts. It goes to your daily life, how you treat people. And so for me, I look for places that have good hospitality. We're here in San Antonio, and it's one of the top cities in the United States and in the world where people come travel to. And you know it, being here in San Antonio as well. It is a hospitable city. And so it's very welcoming, it's very open, they're very helpful. And when you find cities like that across the world, you really start gravitating towards that. And for us, I think hospitality matters, the people matter. And then you're talking about the culture, cuisine, things to do, all of that stuff happens from there. But yeah, great question.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, we've gone to a few resorts and we've had some travel experiences. And it's always just the experience, the way they made you feel. Whether it's, a special handwritten note or they see
Champagne.
that champagne, a fruit tray. I mean, just whatever they do, it's those little extra special things that nobody does,
Yeah, and I think that's important. I mean, I've been talking a lot about that recently from the coaching perspective, which I love how my coaching side resonates with the hotel guide, because I'm just a firm believer. When you're done this for 32 years, you see things, you see trends, you see how things could be better. And then when you go experience places in the world, like in Aquilina, I know that's what you're talking about, to be welcomed with a glass of champagne, to be welcomed by your name. That's the one thing people value the most, is their name. And when you're a hotel guest and your reservation agent or your guest agent, your concierge knows your name, Mr. Leos, Mrs. Leos, it just makes you feel at home. And so it's so important nowadays. And I think when you travel, you start looking for those places that really just resonate and keep with your heart.
Of course, of course. I think one of my favorite things was we were at the beach that day and we had went back to our room, and I had a book on just the end table or the nightstand, and the housekeeper had left me a bookmark. And it was just, like I'm saying, just seriously, the smallest touches really go a long way. So is there one travel trend that you wish would disappear forever?
Travel trend that would disappear? Man, that's a great question. I really wish I had access to these questions before you ask them. At least my guests know those things. But no, that's a good question. And I really think that one of the biggest things that I think would go away is just not being hospitable. I think people, if people could be less transactional, more relational, I think that's a good thing. I think a lot of times now with, influencers, Instagrammers, TikTokers, people who are just kind of going to the next level, it's really, how can you make it less transactional and make it more relational? Right. That's for everything. But I think particularly in travel that matters. So if I was to eliminate one thing, it'd probably be more of the transactional side of hospitality and really focus on the relational side, because as you have the good relationships as a hotel guest, they become brand ambassadors for you. They go back to telling people. Right. We've probably talked about Aquilina a million times to people, but not only that, I've mentioned them several times on my podcast, even with other podcast guests. And so that experience alone for them has just gone tenfold just by doing the little things. And so I think that's important for us to understand too.
Absolutely. And what do you want people to feel after reading your magazine? Inspired, informed, changed?
All of them.
All of them.
I think inspired is for sure one of the big things, because when someone looks at our magazine and reads it, and you see the stuff here on the screen, you're talking about destinations and places you want to go. And so I want to be that place where people come to, like I say up there, unlocking the world one trip at a time. I want you to be able to go to thehotelguide.com to see those things and go, wow, I really thought about going to an African safari. Here's a lodge for that. Or, hey, Santa Barbara just has a brand new Ritz-Carlton that's celebrating their 25th anniversary. They just redesigned this whole thing. Or like for us, Caesar's Republic in Lake Tahoe, where we got engaged, having a total revamp. I mean, these are things that inspires people to travel, but also it's part of the fabric of everyone that we deal with. Because when someone travels somewhere, they educate themselves on the world. They come back, they talk about it to their family, to their friends, whether it's good or bad, they're still doing that. And so for me, inspiration really matters. And then just be able to create those memories and those moments for our readers, I think is important.
Yeah. No, I love that. What's your favorite place that we have eaten? Because I know, I mean, we really do
Like to eat.
like to eat.
Well, we are foodies, and I think that's one of the biggest things. Food for me is a love language. And so I think that's always important. So I think I've told you this before, probably told you this week. I'd spend my last dollar on a good meal.
Yes.
And it really is a truth, because, I look at some of these great chefs. We watch a lot of cooking shows and chef shows on Netflix and stuff like that. But I look at it because it's a creation. For me, I'm a creative. My magazine is creativity at its finest. A chef is the same thing. And that's why even I love to get in the kitchen and just kind of iron chef things and make something out of it, because it really is that passion. So I have a very big love for food, because I know some of the things that it takes for the creative process. Obviously, some of our favorites are going to be Aquilina, the Japanese restaurant there was amazing, something that I didn't expect it to be. Tucson was another one where we've had some good places there. And Vegas, where we just came from, Carver Steak, another shout out to them there in Resort World. Outstanding steakhouse, and the experience. Talk about the food was great. The experience was even better. And to be able to have a wait staff that was impeccable, I think was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will forever say, I think it was Kuna at Aquilina.
Yeah.
And I mean, mind blowing. Mind blowing. It was so delicious.
It
and
was.
yes, Carver's was very good too. So one of the things, a fun thing that I wanted to do was to do a lightning round with you and just ask some questions. Now, some of these I know, but your listeners
May not know.
may
That's
not
fine.
know. Window or aisle seat?
Oh, that's easy. That's aisle seat for sure.
Yeah, I already
Gotta
knew that
stretch
one.
I got to stretch my legs.
One item that you would never travel without?
My contacts.
Well, I would hope so. You couldn't see without them.
Yeah, definitely.
What is a travel guilty pleasure?
Travel guilty pleasure. I think fine dining.
Fine dining.
Anything food related.
Okay, okay. I'm down with that. And what is the strangest thing you've ever eaten at a resort?
Oh, at a resort? Man. I don't know, maybe calamari. Strangest thing I've ever eaten is cockroaches at a Mexican restaurant here in San Antonio. Darn good. Actually, not too bad. A little crunchy.
Not the roaches.
Not the roaches, but yeah.
And what do you think is the most underrated city?
Man, the most underrated city that I've been to, or just in general?
In general, I guess.
That's a hard one, because I'd say most underrated for me in places I've been. I really like Nashville. And I was in Nashville for 3 hours. And at one point I was like, I'm going to move to Nashville.
Yeah.
And it was just really a unique city. And it's not that it's underrated, but for us, in talking about the hotel guide, we haven't showcased them as much as I think we could. But the vibe in Nashville with the great food, the entertainment, you got major sports there as well. And it was just a clean living city. So, and that was after just being there for 3 hours. So I'd say Nashville for me.
Okay. So now that you've completed your 100th episode, what are some podcasts that you have scheduled in the future?
We've got some big ones, and it's ironic. One of the big things that we decided to do with our podcast was do it once a week. So being a coach, consistency is what matters the most. And so that's what's gotten us to our 100th episode. So much so that we already have booked out 6 different podcasts already. And we've got other people that are coming online who are reaching out to us, which I love. And so I'm using this as a plug because this is a pretty cool podcast and it's going to continue to grow. And I want to have the 150th and 200th and eventually 1000th episode because this is fun. Interviewing people and hearing a little bit about their personality because we talk about the properties, we talk about what they do, their business, but I always ask them their travel questions, which gets us into the nuts and bolts of the individual. And I like how we really meld those two together. So we've got some really cool things coming up. A big luxury brand that's going to be on tap is coming up. I just had a podcast that we just filmed with a place in Tulum that does amazing resorts. And we've got some other ones on the horizon too I'm really excited about. So but actually, if people have ideas or guests, shoot them our way. I mean, I think I'm pretty fun to have as an interviewer, and it's a little different being on the other side, but I'm okay. I love talking about what we do, and the Hotel Guide has made a difference over the last 32 years, and I'm looking forward to many more years of doing this.
Well, that's amazing. Well, thank you for allowing me to turn the tables on you and ask you some questions.
No, it's been fun, and I appreciate you stepping up and doing that, and maybe it pushed you out of your comfort zone a little bit. But this is what teamwork is, and I think what we're going to do is continue to grow the magazine and grow together in doing that. And so thank you for being the host of Travel Talk today. So you can actually say you had your first hosting announcement. But to all of our listeners, readers, and followers, you know the drill. It's thehotelguide.com. You got to follow us there. Like, subscribe, share this. I mean, this is a cool place. It's a small business started in San Antonio, Texas, and been around for 32 years and something that we're extremely proud of. And we touch all corners of the world. And so if you have any great ideas for guests or want to be on this show, just reach out to us. We'll be happy to help. But until next time, travel, make memories, and everybody, take care.